Good morning, y'all. Welcome to Coffee Date Thursday. And I do apologize because my hair is wet and my allergies are killing me this morning. But this week's Coffee Date Thursday theme is going to be so fun. I cannot wait to go to work and on my break watch all of your videos and share mine with you. In case you haven't been watching these videos already, Coffee Date Thursday is a Facebook group where each week we receive a theme and post a YouTube video based on that theme, our own interpretations of it. So everyone's video is always kind of unique and different and specific to their personality and their experience. And I think this particular theme is going to be really fun and telling because we have a really diverse group of females in this group. Did I say group like 50 times? Sorry, I'm sleepy and I'm drinking coffee. And my coffee mug today fits this week's Coffee Date Thursday theme, which is childhood collection. Oh, cat hair. And this mug, this strawberry shortcake mug made by American Greetings in 1980, according to the mark on the bottom of it, is my first childhood collection item and my coffee for today. So good morning. Let's look at some of my, a very small portion of my childhood collections. So if you've watched my videos before, you know I collect toys already and I'm kind of a collector of things and I'm a huge geek. So it should come as no surprise to you that this week's Coffee Date Thursday theme of childhood collectibles is right up my alley. So I just kind of ran around this morning and picked up very few things randomly from around my house because honestly, I am surrounded constantly by reminders of my childhood and of my family. And I have photos everywhere and lots of things like that. I'm a very nostalgic person and I keep and use and look at daily all sorts of things from my childhood, literally down to like hair barrettes. Do y'all have these? I have a feeling we're all going to be dating ourselves pretty dramatically from the outset. These don't even like have hardly any elastic left in them. I still occasionally use them. I'm actually going to wear this necklace today. Look at that unicorn on that crystal necklace. And I remember this necklace I remember it being for like my 7th birthday, but I got to pick it out myself at like a Hills or maybe a Gold Circle, one of those fabulous little department stores that doesn't exist anymore. And of course you've seen my mug because in 1980 I was 3 or 4. And of course, why wouldn't someone give me a large glass mug? And I have a couple of these. Oh, I almost forgot something else to show you along these lines. Hold on. This mug made me remember these. Look at this. Check out this plastic, much more safe for small children, Kool-Aid Man cup. I like to drink tequila out of that now. But my very favorite glass, no one is allowed to use this glass but me because it's gonna break. It's like the most fragile, thin glass. So obviously, why wouldn't you sell it at a fast food restaurant for small children? I don't know what, maybe I can read, yes. This is a glass made by Hallmark Cards, and it has 3 dates on it, 1980, 1981, and 1982. So let's give them the benefit of the doubt and say this is 1982 or 1983 that I got this Shirt Tails glass. Heck yeah! Pammy was my shero. Alright, so Shirt Tails was a really popular cartoon in the early 1980s, because I know some of you are quite a lot younger than me. These glasses, which are glass, were sold as add-on items to purchase for your small children at Hardee's when I was about, let's give them the benefit of the doubt and say I was about 6 years old. You all have kids. I don't know. If a 6-year-old came to my house, I'm not going to give them this glass. But I had a whole set of these glasses. My brothers and I drank out of them and used them. Hardee's is, I guess that's really regional. In other parts of the country, it's called Carl's Jr. And I don't know if it exists anymore. is there still Hardee's? I have no idea. I like don't eat fast food. Anyway, but this is like one of my greatest treasures in life. And no one is allowed to drink out of this but me. I use it a lot. But yeah, who gives this to a very small child? It was the 80s, whatever. To go with my coffee mug for drinking coffee out of when I was 4. You've seen these before in my junk drawer Coffee Date Thursday video, and that is that I'm obsessed, or I still am. I was, as a child, completely obsessed with miniature things, with anything tiny. So I have all these toys, and I have way more of these probably, like, down in the backs of chests of drawers or whatever. This one I remember really, oh my god, y'all, don't look at my fingers. Really loving. I don't remember what it was, you know, what makes children like super attracted to certain types of things, I don't know, but I was just so excited about these tiny things. And that kind of spread over into other things. I was also weirdly obsessed with like antique-like things I thought looked like maybe would come out of the books that I read, like Little House on the Prairie. I was really obsessed with Little House on the Prairie for a really long time, and the Chronicles of Narnia and every other book because I was a geek. I have things like this, which I've carried around my entire life. I don't know whose this was, but it is much older than me. So I think it was my mom's. On the bottom of it, it says Pioneer State Park, Kentucky. It is a tiny little water pitcher with a little gold trim. And I remember just like staring at the detail of this exquisite painting and the little gold, which felt, obviously, it must be worth a fortune my entire life. I don't know what age this little thing came into my life, but it was a long, long time ago. I think it must have belonged to my mother. We went many times to Pioneer State Park when I was a kid, but this definitely predates me. So I think it was my mom's. There's the little, I don't know if you'll be able to, there you go. See, I promise I'm getting a manicure next week. So I really loved that, and I just always kind of, I didn't even necessarily, I mean, I'm sure I played with these things, like with my dolls and toys, but like I literally always a weird freako child. Children are weird, and I would just look at them, like, and move them around and set them up and, you know, stuff. Along those same lines, I have no idea where this came from. It definitely predates me. It is a tiny sailboat in a jar. So I've carried it around for, you know, almost 40 years. Along those same lines, in my dollhouse, I do not have the dollhouse anymore. I'm pretty sure I never even finished building / painting the dollhouse. But I know it got lugged around for years, and it possibly is still in my parents' attic. But somehow, at some point in my young adult life, I ended up with several small pieces of the incredibly unfinished furniture that belonged in it. And so I have several pieces still here, which I don't know why I cannot possibly let go of. And there's cat hair on them, I'm sorry. But including this amazing fireplace that I've obviously worked so hard to construct, and I created a really photorealistic, really amazing fire in the fireplace. And this actually, for real y'all, is the centerpiece of actually my bedroom dresser, and this, along with many of my toys, live in my bedroom in a diorama of sorts. And I look at them every day, and it makes me super happy, and you can laugh at me a lot now. One of the things that you saw in that video are some of my Star Wars toys. I have a lot more Star Wars toys, although most of the Star Wars toys my brothers and I had growing up are long gone. We were great believers in respecting the dead, so after any great battle, our action figures did get buried with grave markers in our backyards. So somewhere in a house in suburban Massachusetts, somewhere, there's like probably $10,000 worth of Star Wars and G.I. Joe toys and Barbies, like, buried underneath your pool or something. Yeah, go dig that shit up. But I do love, of course, my Star Wars toys. I don't know where they all are right now. These are the ones that were handy, and you don't need to see all of them. You know what they look like. But I have a lot of those things. A lot of small things that are easy to carry around and immediately get that like tactile, visual nostalgia. And I have bags of stuff that are currently boxed up because I need to go through them and really decide what will go where. I have a million other types of things, dishes and blankets. But I'm going to show you only one last thing, well, two last things that kind of go together in my weird mind. And that is these toys that live in my living room. Like, if you come to my house, you're going to be like, who are these people? They said they didn't have any children. Why are their toys all over their couch? These two toys sit out right in my front room because they are the greatest Christmas present I ever got. And I got them for my Christmas when I was 10. And that year my parents decided they were not going to do a million toys. My parents were really notorious for giving us 1 million presents at Christmas. Every year we would go through our rooms and pick out like 10 things to give away to, less fortunate children. And then on Christmas Day, we would get like at least that many more things. But this particular Christmas, the Christmas of 1987, instead of presents, they took us to Disney World, which is a huge, huge, huge present. But like, it is the most memorable Christmas of my lifetime. But they did still have, each of us had a package waiting on Christmas morning still, even though we were in Florida and on our way to Disney World. And so in that package for me was 2 toys. One was this bear, who's in pretty rough, poor dude. His name is Heart to Heart Bear. He used to have like a sleepy time hat, and wow, there's cat hair everywhere. But he's very special because inside of him, I don't know if he has a battery in him right now. No, he has no battery, and he takes a 9-volt, so I'm not even like digging around in the cabinets for that. But he has like, you hear that? He has a hard plastic box in there with a pressure trigger, and when he has a battery in him and you squeeze him, his heart beats. Isn't that the creepiest thing you've ever heard of in your life? So creepy. Like, children are weird. Like, I remember, like, I don't think I really ever much used the heart-to-heart aspect. I just thought he was, like, the greatest teddy bear ever, and he still is. And, yeah. So, going on 30 years old, looking pretty good. And along with him, miraculously holding up, is Apricot. She has no clothes on. I have no idea what happened to her clothes. Kids are weird and take the clothes off of things. You know that. She weirdly almost still kind of smells. So Apricot was like a character in Strawberry Shortcake. She was like one of the baby characters, one of the younger ones. And she used to smell like, well, not really like apricots, like some chemical, like sweet, fruity smell. And she had like her little clothes on. And I don't know why, of all the toys in my life that my parents gave me, these were the 2 that were like, oh. And they went with me everywhere. There was never a time that I was with, like, if we went camping, they went. If we went traveling, they went. Everything. These toys were there. Sorry, my allergies are insane. This cat hair is not helping. But so, there they are, among my favorites. I have a million other things. If you are ever interested, come by and visit me, and I'll take you on a tour of all my creepy nostalgic toys and nerd art that I keep in my house. I literally, looking around here in the kitchen, I see like 15 other things I could show you from my childhood, because I do feel like I had a really fortunate and wonderful childhood, and if a little kooky at times, and I like having that around me. I don't know, are you nostalgic? Do you like that? That is a tiny percentage of my childhood collection. I really, really can't wait to see what all the other ladies in this group come up with for theirs. I'm very excited about that, and I thank you all so very much for watching. I will absolutely see you soon.